Hey, hi, hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess and today we are doing a book haul. I have not done one all year because I just don't haul books like that anymore. So I figured let's do one at the end of the year because I don't plan on purchasing any more books between now and January. So I have a little collection that I'm going to show you. These are in whatever order I have them. I have a couple right here and then the rest are literally stacked under this little desk. So the first three, I think most of these I bought, but if I was gifted something, I'll obviously tell you. Like this was sent to me by, it's funny, this was sent to me by Penguin Teen, but I'm like, who published this? It was published under Penguin. It says Crash Course Books. Interesting. I didn't know that was an imprint. Why am I just noticing the end pages? Looks like bacteria. That's fun. Anyway, Everything is Tuberculosis by John Green. This is nonfiction and I love this. I also love the Anthropocene reviewed by John Green. However, these are very different. You may be like, okay, well, why do I really care about the history and persistence of our deadliest infection? But it's really interesting, and just all of the different ways through things you know or may have heard of and how they relate to tuberculosis, and also why something like this, where you might think of olden times before modern medicine, why is it still a thing today? So, and it's not super long. Again, I really enjoy it. He narrates the audio. I think this was really awesome. So I love this one. Very grateful for this copy. I've got my notes, so I will be keeping that. One that I uncertain if I'll keep, but I did purchase was Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. This came out, was it like April or May? And I was so excited because I love the last three, and this one, I didn't love this one like I wanted to. It was fine. I got through it pretty quickly, but also I was like torn because I didn't want to get a hardcover because I have the others in paperback. So I might put, I know this is Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, and I don't know if it's just the end pages, and I think there's like a preview of the next book, but I might just, you know, unhaul this one, and I don't know if I would buy it in paperback. Sometimes I feel like I need to be a completionist with authors that I really like, and sometimes I don't. So, you know, I did read it though. Another one. Look at me. Look at all these. I haven't read all of them, but so far 3 for 3. Careless People. A Cautionary Tale of Power, Greed, and Lost Idealism by Sarah Wynne Williams. A memoir, very important, a memoir. I have a video on this book, but she worked at Facebook, and this book came out earlier this year, and there was all of this because Mark Zuckerberg was trying to like get this book taken down and all of this stuff, because obviously she talks about him and Sheryl, what's her name? Sheryl Sandberg, and all the people at Facebook and all of the different things. I had a lot of thoughts on this. I think it is worth reading, especially if you don't know everything, like you didn't keep up with everything Facebook has done, because they've done a lot. Just keep in mind, it is a memoir, and so you may get frustrated with Sarah, but I think it is a good one, and I will be keeping it. 2 more that were gifted to me by my friend. One is a completed copy of Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. Has these really cute sprayed edges. It's a Christmas story. This guy is the ghost of Christmas past. I did not know that before I read it, but I ended up really enjoying this. It is dual POV, and she is kind of like, has disappointed her family, so she's kind of estranged from them. He's the ghost of Christmas past, and they're both kind of wondering like, damn, what did homegirl do to, you know, warrant being visited by a ghost of Christmas past? Because usually it's people who've been really terrible. So it was really cute and really fun, and I liked the whole plot of trying to figure out what was going on, and I really thought the romance was precious. I like the writing, so I would like to give another try to another book, but I don't often keep that many romance books. I usually don't buy them. Again, this was gifted to me, but this one is so pretty that I might keep it. I don't know. But my friend also sent me this, which is not a finished copy. This comes out in April. This is called, I was really about to pronounce that like that. This is called Honor and Heresy by Max Francis. A gothic academia novel. Now, gothic does not always work for me, but I don't know if I've ever read, or I don't know if something's been marketed to me as gothic academia. I don't know. It says, what is love without its tragedy? So we have an Instagram sensation makes his highly anticipated debut with the atmospheric gothic dark. Okay, wait. This is an Instagram sensation, Max Francis. Should I know who this person is? I'm gonna have to look them up. But anyway, so we have perspective heir to a manor, cares more for philosophy than battle. However, in a society that shuns literature and promotes violence, his fate is compromised. But Roy is given a chance. He can either brave the front lines and fight the old ones, the mysterious black armored soldiers invading Northgard, or he can investigate their identity in the Orphic Basilica, an ancient abandoned library. Oh, it says Roy's only companion and his partner in the investigation is Percival, a manipulative, enigmatic, and distractingly charming scholar who has no qualms about belittling Roy. Okay, so is this a queer romance? Gothic academia? I should have read that back. So, you know what? Let me put that to the side. Now, this book may come as a shock to some of you who know that I don't invite people over when I have a home. Anyway, but this book is by Chelsea Fagan. I love her. I'm a member of the Financial Diet. I watch all of her videos, and she made a book, and it's called Having People Over, a modern guide to planning, throwing, and attending every type of party. And when I was home, she was there doing a signing at the Williams Sonoma. So I went and I got it signed, and I got to meet her. She was lovely, and I got a hug, and we chatted, and she is delightful. So I just wanted to get this to support her, but I am very intrigued. It's a very cute book. I love the cover. It's like a shorter hardcover. And you know, one day I do want to host one day, and I'm gonna refer to this. So you have not read that one yet, obviously. Now, some of these, okay, now I'm realizing that I had some of these that I brought with me, so I gotta make sure not to put them in the haul, but I brought them with me and I have not read them. Whoops. No need to shame me, I've shamed myself. The Lion Woman of Tehran by Marjan Kamali. I have read this, and this was really good. This is historical fiction, and it's focused on two friends growing up in Tehran, in Iran, and it kind of spans, it starts when they're younger, like elementary school through university, and then we kind of jump to post-university years, and we get to the present in the end. And it was a really good story. We have one friend who comes from money, one friend who doesn't, and so then the struggles that they go through with that. There's like parental relationships, and then there's the ongoing political turmoil in the background. So I thought this was really good, and I know this author has some other books that I've heard of. There's one called like The Stationery Shop. They may have one or two other books, so I definitely would like to read another book by this author. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. And then I picked this up when I was in Japan, just to have, I'd like to have something from when I went somewhere. So it was a copy of Jujutsu Kaisen volume 1. I have not read it, but I know that a lot of people like this manga and anime, so I was like, oh, let me get it. So I'm gonna read it one day. I don't know how many volumes are out of this. I don't know if it's finished. I don't know a lot. I just know where I got it. And yes, it is in English. Speaking of books that I picked up on a trip, that was the only book that I got while I was in Japan. And the only book that I bought while I was in Ireland was a nonfiction, Four Shots in the Night, a true story of steak knife, murder, and the justice in Northern Ireland. Obviously, I went to the Republic of Ireland, but this is about Northern Ireland, but this was recommended to me, and that this was a great one to read. Also, After Say Nothing by Patrick Radden Keefe, which I own and have started, but I have not finished, so I need to read that. And then, sorry. I need to read that and then read this. It's just with ones like these, I like to listen to the audiobook as well as follow along. And you know, notate the physical. So I've been listening to audiobooks, but not ones that I need to like make notes of. So I'm gonna get there. I also, switching gears, I got this when I pledged something on a Kickstarter for something. I forgot. I think the Kickstarter was last year. I don't remember, but this came. So it's Isles of the Ember Dark by Brandon Sanderson, and we have illustrations by Esther Kandari. It's beautiful. I mean, it is gorgeous. I love a good naked hardcover with design. Of course, it has like the bookmark and stuff that came with it in pages. It's black sprayed edges, and of course there's illustrations throughout, I think, and like half of the pages are normal white and then half of the pages are black. And I don't think I've seen that in a book in a really long time, since like Illumicrate or something. But I think there's illustrations in here, and so it's just, again, a beautiful copy. And I think this was like a secret project he announced, and I just backed it because that's what I do. So I'll get around to reading it, but it is a stunning piece work of art. Very happy to have it. Yes, they were in the bag. These were gifted to me. And this one is I Who Have Never Known Men. Ooh, can you see? This I have heard of, and it blew up on Book Talk, which is like 50-50 chance it could be terrible, but it was originally written in French, translated to English, and has been having a big resurgence because I think it came out, okay, it was originally published in 1995, so it's been having a big resurgence. And I didn't realize how short it was. I love this little paperback, but I think this is like dystopian. I'm not sure, because it just says deep underground 39 women live imprisoned in a cage, watched over by guards. The women have no memory of how they got there, no notion of time, and only a vague recollection of their lives before. So then a young girl, the 40th prisoner, sits alone and outcast in the corner. Soon she will show herself to be the key to the others' escape and survival in the strange world that awaits them above ground. And again, I've heard a lot about this, varying takes of love it, liked it, underwhelmed. So I'm very intrigued. And again, I'm always wanting to read more translated work, and so this is another one to add to that list. But gifted, but I did read this. I have a review. I have Kwong's Calabasas, and look at the, I didn't want to buy it myself, so she bought it for me. It's beautiful. It is beautiful, even if it wasn't my favorite. Oh, I love that. I love some fun stuff on the end pages. And then we have the edges. This is like some of the whitest paper I have ever seen. God, that is bright. Oh, and there's, I love that. So, keeping my Ara Kwong collection complete. She will join the others. I think I have 2 more stacks. And we're back. Are we straight? Are we crooked? Who knows? Then this, oh my God. These set of beauties, I filmed a video and I don't know if I ever posted it. Well, it was just supposed to be like a reel, but it was of these beauties. And these are by Michael J. Sullivan. So I backed Kickstarter, as I do. And so his series, he has the Rairia Revelations, which I read first, that he published first, and then after that he did the Rairia Chronicles. So he's already done a Kickstarter for the Revelations. I have those. They're not with me, obviously, they're in storage, but finally this year we got the ones for the Chronicles and a 5th book that was not out previously. So they're freaking gorgeous, and they make me think of old school encyclopedias, like the World Book. If you know, you know. But this is the first one, Crown Tower. So they all are black with like a different color, and then they have art in the front and a map in the back, and they have these gold gilded pages. Gorgina, this one. I love the, oh, it just, they look so intellectual. Do you know what I mean? I love the green and gold. Oh my word. Love, love, love. Cause like on the back also. Oh. And then this one's like a blue. Artwork. And then our last one, our newest member of the family. Yes, so these are, and I just love, like on the side, like they're, you see how they're giving, like giving, I want to say royalty, but yeah, they're like the roundedness of the spine. I don't know what this is called. and I love the Roman numerals. Yeah. So that's why they really make me think of encyclopedias, which is not a dig. It is. So these are stunning works of art. I have read the first two and I need to continue, obviously. But I love Michael J. Sullivan's writing and fun classic fantasy stories, but his characters are really what stands out to me. And so these are so beautiful. Oh, another that I got that I've already read. This is This Thing Between Us by Gus Moreno. This is one of my favorite horror stories because this is like horror about grief. And I've realized that when I like horror that is like grief horror, I don't know what that says about me, but this is so good. And I've thought of this book since I finished it. We read it for Patreon and had a really great discussion that left me with more questions, and not in a negative way. It's like I want to read that again because I feel like I missed some things. And I'm impatiently awaiting this author to write another story, but this is like, it's gonna make you question things. Is there a ghost? Is the Alexa possessed? What's going on? Sad, creepy, but really good. This was gifted to me and it's already come out, and I'm ashamed because I meant to read it before it did. It's called House of the Beast by Michelle Wong, and it has these illustrations in it. And I think that she illustrated them herself. So they just like the chapter covers, and then there's little drawings within the story. And it sounds good. I just haven't gotten around to it because, you know, there's just like drawings and stuff in the pages, small ones, but I like that. We should have more drawings in adult books. But this says, born out of wedlock and shunned by society, Alma learned to make her peace with solitude so long as she had her mother by her side. But then her mother becomes ill. She discovers a clue about her strange father, and she learns she's a bastard of a house, one of the 4 noble families that serve the gods and are imbued with their powers, and her father is a vessel of the dread beast, the most frightening god of all. So she sacrifices herself, or part of herself, in a ceremony to try to save her mother, but it will bind her to the house and the beast. So I don't know, I haven't heard anyone talking about this book. I haven't looked up any reviews. It sounds like it could be good. It's a nice floppy arc. So I try to read any arc that I get, and I need to read this. I bought a copy of The Will of the Penny in paperback, telling myself I was going to reread it and do annotations and make like a review video, you know, recapping it. And The Strength of the Few is already out. But here's the thing, I don't want The Strength of the Few in hardcover. I want a paperback. So I'm thinking I'm not going to reread this whole thing. But I might reread like the last, I don't know. I was going to say that's still a lot. Because I remember generally what happens, but it's really like the end where like a lot of things were happening and I don't remember. So I can go into The Strength of the Few from the library, and I'm going to have to wait to get a paperback from once the paperback comes out, because if I get a paperback now, if I got a UK paperback, it's not going to be the same size. Anyway, I bought this. I've read this already, but I didn't read, like I had borrowed it from the library. I haven't read this copy. I do like this cover. It's grown on me. At first I didn't know how I felt, but I do like it. The original one is fine. I do like this. So I'm gonna have to wait for the paperback. Oh my God, you guys, I forgot I had a coffee over here. This is not a jam jar. This is like a pizza sauce jar. Recycle, reduce, reuse, and close the loop. Ow. Okay, we're doing good. I'm feeling really good about how many of these I've read, including this one. This is the like what collector's edition or special edition of the Dragon Republic, which is my favorite out of the Poppy War trilogy. It'd be the Dragon Republic, the Poppy War, the last one. I can't even think of what the last one was. The Burning God. But I already have the first one, so I'm like, I have to get the second one. It's beautiful. It's blue. It's like these teal blues, like this. Gorgina. And then inside, You have more like that, and beautiful cover. Very nice, very nice. Again, Art of Kwong got some of the brightest paper I've seen. Ooh, I love that. Oh, I want to reread these. Have I read the Dragon War? I've definitely read the Poppy War twice. I don't know if I read the Dragon Republic twice, or if I did the Poppy War, reread it, the Dragon Republic, and then I've read the Burning God. But this story had me in my feels, but this is definitely my favorite one. And so again, I have the first one. I had to get it matching. This is from Barnes & Noble. I don't know if it's only sold at Barnes & Noble, but this is where I got it. And so of course I will be getting the Burning God when that comes out, because these are one of my favorite series. I love this so much. So good. Now to one I have not read. I started this one, but I was just listening to the audio, realized I really needed the physical copy for, like I said, I like to annotate, but this one is like especially so. It's The Bible Says So. This is by Dan McClellan. If you're on TikTok and you ever see the guy, this white guy, and it'll start out a video of somebody talking about something in the Bible or something about religion, and he'll be like, all right, let's see it. And then he will go on to like correct that person. So he's a scholar of the Bible. It's very interesting because he's a Mormon, but he's a biblical scholar. He has lots of degrees, and he does all of this like correction and, you know, telling people are, you know, will spout their whatever about the Bible, and he's like, actually no. So this is what we get right and wrong about scripture's most controversial issues. So I started listening to this. I was like, oh no, I need a physical copy to annotate, because lore about me, I grew up as a Christian. We didn't go to church regularly until high school. Like, why would you do that to me? And then my parents rejoined the church, a Baptist church, and I had to go, and I never liked it. But it did get into my mental, right? So like, I've had this, a belief in God, a thing about prayer, and the belief that I was going to go to hell. And then of course I got worse once I was like in church and hearing that all the time. Anyway, I have deconstructed. I consider myself an atheist. Now, years ago though, as an adult, I did read the entire Bible, and was like, oh my God. So anyway, I have this want, and it doesn't have a timeline, that I want to go through like this, text like this, also get another Bible, like there's a specific one I can't think of, to go through myself, go through like text from other biblical scholars, because there was a time where I was like, oh, I want to go back to school to go and like get a PhD in theology. No, I'm not going to do that. So this is going to be my own, my at-home PhD that I'm going to go through text and the Bible itself, really, because I'm just so angry still at how much peace it's stolen from me in the past, how much it takes from people now, the corruption. I'm just mad about it. And I also want to have the knowledge readily available when someone was like, well, womp in the Bible, and I want to be able to be like Dan, to be like, let's see it, and be like, actually no, and yeah, and you know, because the Bible has been translated, all those things. So anyway, that was a long story short to tell you why I got this. So I have not read it yet, or gone back to it yet, because again, I had the audiobook from the library, but I had to return it. So this is just going to be, I'm sure there are other texts out there that will aid me in my journey, but when he was coming out with this, I was like, oh hell yeah, I need that. So I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna get to that. This was an arc that I got of a book that already came out. It came out in May. It's called His Face in the Sun. I think this is a young adult fantasy, but it is a beautiful cover. It's by Michelle Habes Gorpora, and I think this is Egyptian mythology, because we have pharaohs on the back. There's like four characters: a princess, a priestess, a rebel, and a thief. And so it says, Rumors of the Pharaoh's mysterious illness abound, and with them murmurs of rebellion grow. So like this is when I was like, this actually sounds really good. I just feel like we have so much Greek mythology reimaginings, retelling inspired stories, and we need more Egyptian retellings, myths, inspired stories. And so I was like, I want to read this, and I'm going to read this. I'm gonna read it. And then the last one that I purchased was The Shock Doctrine. This is nonfiction by Naomi Klein. I bought this and I had started reading it, but I was a little too deep at the moment. It was stressing me out. So I kept hearing about this one earlier in the year, talking about, because this is called The Rise of Disaster Capitalism. Basically, this says, in this groundbreaking alternative history of the most dominant ideology of our time, Milton Friedman's free market economic revolution, Naomi Klein challenges the popular myth of this movement's peaceful global victory. So it's saying that from Chile in 1973 to Iraq today, Klein shows how Friedman and his followers have repeatedly harnessed terrible shocks and violence to implement their radical policies. So like these massive events happen that cause like mass loss and devastation and shocks to environment and people, and, you know, and culture, politics, and they use these things and the upheaval to implement their policies. So this is definitely one. It's dense, it's long, it's in the times that we live in, it's very, you know, topical, but I want to get back to this one again with the audio because I want to know. I've heard about the concept of disaster capitalism, but I want to know for myself. I mean, isn't that why we read nonfiction? So those are all my books that I got this year. I mean, that ended up being, that is a fair amount, right? Some were gifted to me and then others I purchased, but I think that is good. Hold up, let me do a tally of how many I have and then how many I read versus I didn't. Okay, you know, maybe for the average person this is a lot of books in a year. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that's 5 over there. Okay, that's only 24 books. Okay? The entire year. That's an average of 2 books a month, and I didn't even pay for all of these. So how many have I read? And if I'm calculating right, I've read 11. So that is good. That's almost half. Did I miss one? That's almost half. That is pretty good. Read half of the books in a calendar year that I'm bringing in. Okay, go me, purr. Anyway, have you hauled or read any of these books this year? How many books did you haul this year? Or were you on a mission to just read down what you own? Love that as well. 2025. Not sad to see you go at all, but happy to take these into the new year with me. Thank you for watching. Stay blessed, hydrated, moisturized, and sunscreen. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.